Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Knights of the Alternate Street. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoy, and I'm doing something a bit different, so I hope you enjoy overall, because, well, I'm kind of taking a risk on this video, but it was a really interesting idea and topic to me, so I decided I should just go with it. And yeah, let's get into the video. So, all of you, make sure you have a good one. So where I got this idea from is by a YouTuber with the name of JJ, and I'm going to pronounce this horribly, Mikola, who is a Canadian YouTuber who did a video on what if the U.S.A. had a party like Israel where you needed 3% to get this vote. And link in the description down below, or click the IQ card, because it's a really good video and I think you should watch it anyways. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and so this is just my opinion on it. So we're going to be moving from right and left of the different political parties, and the first one that I have here is the Evangelicalist Party. I think that the Christian Evangelicalists would be pretty much the hardest right-leaning party, trying to make the rule of the Bible onto earth. And in JJ's video, he mentioned maybe an LDS party or a Mormon party, and as a member of the LDS faith myself, I highly doubt that would be popular unless it's hardcore Mormons, such as like the stereotypical one. So the next party I think would be a Judaism party, as naturally with the rise of Christianity, a lot of Judaism would also want to rise and get into the political scene, and these parties would kind of form like alliances parties with each other, would also be kind of hostile towards each other, but these would work well together. The next party I think would happen would be the Veterans Party, and they would basically try and look after veterans' affairs, as veterans haven't really been taken care of in the US all that much. This would kind of try and represent them, and so this would be a lot of veterans running for office, and would kind of brand themselves as the military party to get the best conditions for veterans and active soldiers, and they would work really well together and just try and get the best situation for them. The next party would of course be the Republican Party, which would be the center-right party. And the center-right party would really just be kind of the generic conservative party, as they wouldn't stand for a religious ground. It would be more of the not hardcore enough to vote evangelicalist religions, would vote for republicanism, and just kind of an all-around conservative government trying to keep, well, the modern Republican Party pretty much now. The next party on the right, I would say, would be the Libertarian Party, and this would also draw a lot of votes from Republicans, as the three legs of conservatism, libertarianism, and religion would all have to break up. So the Libertarian Party would try and decrease the system and control, and would just overall be very popular, but would also need to pair up with one or two other big parties to get legislation passed. The next party would be the American Freedom Party, or the Ross Perot Party, and this would really be the businessman party, who would try and work with the businessman. And I think this would come up with the 90s, as Ross Perot would kind of lead it, and this would just try to get tax write-offs and would work really well with the Libertarian Party, and would overall just want to care about businesses more than the conservatives. The next party to the left, I would say, would be an Islam party, and this would be done as kind of a reactionary party against the Christians and the Israel party, as Islam would see themselves, but instead of being radical Islam like we see in the Middle East, it would be more of this calm, like, oh no, we're not terrorist parties, because a lot of conservative stigma would believe this, and overall they would just try and put it to the Quran, while also being pretty party. Okay, and now here is when we're going to start moving to the left, and the first party I would say slightly on the left would be a BLM party, and this would be done as kind of a left-wing African American party, as I would think most right-wing African Americans would just vote conservative or libertarian or Ross Perot based on voting habits, but this would be kind of for an all African American party that would just work. The next party on the left, which JJ also predicted that I think would be true, is a Hispanic party. They would do a lot of their advertising in Spanish and would work on trying to make the border easier to cross so they can get more voters in. And I can see this party being really popular, especially in southern states. And they would just try and make life more Hispanic and try and culturally immigrate, kind of like the Bloc Québécois, almost, but not, except not seeking independence. The next party I see would be an LGBTQ plus party. This would be a party about trying to grant more rights to LGBTQ plus, as well as trying to stop hate speech. So a lot of their legislation would focus on trying to stop hate speech and gender normifying, as well as letting people choose and trying to stop the culture from being hate and more about love and openness. So this party would be a big supporter of all of those rights. The next party I see would be Democrats, who would be the typical liberal party, but with a bunch of their voting blocks breaking up, they would kind of really lose their meaning and they wouldn't be on the same level as the Republican Party. They would just be the standard liberal party, as most of the left-wing parties would have a specific focus on them. The Democrats would kind of float around, not knowing their purpose, really. The next party would be the Bull Moose Party, and this would be the Progressives. They would mainly focusing on trying to trespass, and they would really try and block a lot of the American Freedom Party and stopping monopolies and businessmen. So they would try and increase tax rates and making sure that the market is free but regulated heavily. And it would kind of be the same in Roosevelt's time. They would be accused of socialism even though they wouldn't be really socialist. Then the next party to the left would be the Green Party, and they would really work with the Progressive Party, but instead of focusing on destroying business because it's bad, they would focus on the climate change. So this one wouldn't have any real opposers because they would just want to care about the climate more. And yes, that is the actual American Green Party's logo, and I think they need to be more inspired. Anyways, so they would focus on climate change and they would get a lot of votes. The next party I see would be a college party. This would kind of be the new Democratic Party equivalent in the U.S., and this would only focus on college students, trying to cancel all loans and make college free. And that would be their main goal, as well as implementing more of a socialistic ideology, but instead of focusing on all socialists, just college students. So they wouldn't be as left as socialists, as they would want to appeal to right-wing college students. The last party would be the Socialist Party, and they would be the typical Socialist Party. They would kind of be the rally point around most of the left parties, but the left parties would also try and distance themselves from it. So they wouldn't really focus on it, but it would be kind of the rallier between them. Instead of the Democrats, they would be the leaders. They would work well with the College Party as well with the Green Party. So the first thing we have to notice is that the left would never be able to get a majority party in. It would almost all be right-wing parties that would get the most of the members in. So the left may have more members in some elections, but they'll all be from different parties, so all of them really would need to form coalitions, while the right-wing parties could argue amongst themselves, but one or two or three could really control the voting bloc. So, next video we're going to be going over some state parties, which I hope you enjoy, and please list some of the party ideas you think, and I might include them in this video. I really am interested in hearing what you guys have to say, and yeah, once again, thanks for JJ for giving me this amazing idea from his video. Once again, link in the description, please watch it because it is amazing. And yeah, we'll be going over smaller national parties too. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of a cross between my two series, but I really liked it and I thought it was interesting. And once again, check the video link of JJ's in the description because it is amazing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and make sure you have a good one. make sure to like and subscribe too. I don't know. Wow, what a great video. On the left, well, that's a video that I personally recommend. I'm just kidding, it's the most recent video uploaded to my channel. And on the right, well, that's a video YouTube thinks you should watch. And in the center, well, that's a subscribe button, which you should totally click. Anyways, have a good one. Goodbye.